Scott Melantur on Kenwood Place. I want to sincerely thank Skylar. This is the most sensible. This is about the most sensible thing I've ever heard come out of a government official's mouth in my life.
I appreciate that.
Quite honestly, this is fantastic, good development. I would point out,
I've told you no before.
like I said, sensible. I'll point out, I know you're talking about the inner ring suburbs, but I'd point out the standard Chicago lot is 25 by 125, which is 3,125 square feet. You end up with 18-and-a-half-foot wide houses is effectively what you get. But that has served millions and millions of people over the decades. I'd have a couple questions. You know, how many parcels are affected by this? I think that's a positive thing. I would point out that variances are subject to denial, so you put uncertainty into things. To have matter of right is a far stronger private property thing, and I support this wholeheartedly. I would also point out those post-World War II houses that were built in Skylar's neighborhood. My mother-in-law lives in that neighborhood. My nephew lives in that neighborhood. I bought 3 houses in that neighborhood. You'd have a 900 square foot 3-bedroom 1-bath that raised a family of 6 to 8 or 10. You know, this minimum size, I think I heard 1,200 square feet is the current zone, 1,000. We shouldn't have that, frankly. Maybe it's 750 or 800. But this is great that this opens up so many things. We call it infill when it's housing, but this is brownfield development, infill housing. We have all the supporting infrastructure there. We want to encourage building new development, and we don't need today's average of 2,250 to 2,400 square feet houses to do that. People have lived for decades in much smaller places. And with affordability being the way it is, being able to build smaller homes that meet the standard of maybe a retired single person or a retired couple, that's easier to care for, cheaper to maintain, cheaper to build, but gets it back on the tax roll, is a very powerful thing. This is really sensible stuff. And if we have anybody combining 3 lots to build a mega home, I would say that's a good problem to have.